Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you to be here. Today we are talking again about the New Earth Priestess training that's coming up in Mexico in April. And just going to let my sister here in, Anais, who will be about the topic of the up-leveling that is being required and asked of us as we enter into this very pristine field. Hello, sister.
Hello, and hi everyone who's here watching as well.
Yes, welcome, welcome. I was just sharing we are going. How's the volume? How's the sound?
I can hear you very well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. There's just an echo. It's not there anymore. Okay. Well,
Okay,
it
good.
kind of is there, but let's see. Um, for those listening, if the sound is okay, maybe you can give us a thumbs up. That would be very supportive.
There's a lot of hearts,
There's a
so
lot.
I guess it's okay.
Okay, wonderful. So, I was just sharing, we're going to talk a little bit more about the New Earth Priestess training that's coming up in April, which we are very excited about. It's a whole month
We are.
in-person training. Thank you so much for sharing. Sound is good. Good to see you, love. Um, yes, our New Earth Priestess training that's happening in April for a whole month in person. It's going to be insane. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the field, the up
Yeah.
leveling that we are being asked to step into so that we can arrive in a pristine, crystalline field that is being asked and required of us as we enter into this grand initiation. That's what it really feels like. And before we go deeper, maybe we can just take one moment to tune in and tune with the energies of this call, of this sharing, and arrive in presence. And
Absolutely.
Nice, maybe you want to share.
Yes. So, for those of you who are here and the people watching afterwards, I invite you to just take a moment to close your eyes and take some gentle breaths and really bring your awareness, your presence into the body, back to the body. And place your awareness, your presence, your energy at the heart chakra. And from the heart chakra, we call in and we invite in the presence of the white rose, the rose of Mary. And just feel that this rose is opening, blossoming, and that it's connecting you to the purest quality of love, of light, the purest frequency of your soul, of your body, of your being. The frequency as it comes through from spirit, from the divine, unfiltered, unbiased, without going through any of your fields, any of your resistance, just the pure frequency of the soul as it comes through. Let it flow into the heart, into the white rose of the heart, and from there, really emanate outward into your whole body, your whole energy structure, your whole field. And from this space, we ask to anchor this frequency, to align our whole being with this pure crystalline frequency of our soul, of our spirit, of the unfiltered frequency of our divine self. May our whole body, our whole thought structure, our whole energy body align to this frequency. And we can take a deep breath, place one hand on the heart, and just place the intention to communicate from the heart and from this frequency in our sharing today and with all the people and beings that we meet today on our path in our lives. You can take a deep breath, open your eyes. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you so much. Mm.
Yeah, I guess this attunement came through because it's so what is happening for us, and it is so what is happening already for the people, the women who are joining us already in Mexico, and some of the echoes that we have of women who are feeling that they are being energetically prepared already to come and to receive what they are going to receive. And I know it's deeply, profoundly the case for us as well. There's a very powerful restructuring, energetic restructuring that is required and that is happening to receive the activations, the messages, the wealth of energetic information and coding that will be received in Mexico and during our training as well. And I feel that when we've created this training and this gathering and this council, our original intention was to really share all the wealth of information that we have gathered over more than 30 years of combined wisdom and combined journeying on the path of the priestess, and to help women really step into that path of the priestess and to be of service to the collective and the planet. And what we've realized and what we've experienced is that by placing this vision and placing this intention and also really stepping into it, really making it happen, it's not just a vision, it's not just a template, it's really something that is physically being created. There is a very real, huge energetic shift that is happening behind all of this. And this energetic shift is, of course, because our planet is shifting as well. And if our intention is pure, that we really want to be of service to a shift in the collective and a shift on our planet, then we need to clear ourselves of all distortions, conscious and unconscious, so that we can be pure vessels of the divine at each and every moment, pure vessels of the consciousness of the rose, of Christ consciousness. And that requires a whole rewiring, an energetic rewiring, which is what we've been experiencing ourselves as well for the last at least month and a half, but even before that, to be able to hold this template and hold this training and hold this vision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your experience with that is.
Thank you, love. And welcome all the people who are joining. I know some of you here are quite interested in joining us. Um, and yeah, it's just so beautiful to be in conversation with people who are considering to join us, who are already joining us, and hearing the stories of what's coming up in their realities and their lives. And as similarly in our lives, in my life and Anais's life, about this just very seriously calling forward and up leveling, so that when we do counsel in Mexico, there is a standard, there is literally a specific, precise field that we're stepping into, one where there is no distortion, where there is one of this Christ-aligned field. And that feels, yeah, just very powerful. And like Anais was saying, that's really asking us and requiring us to tune in and see what is not aligned, what is misaligned, what distortions exist. And it's actually not even necessary so much to tune in. It's more the universe is bringing the situations forward for us to look at them and have very mature and honest and humble conversations and explorations of what these little tangles that perhaps were still within us are all about, so that we can witness them, shine light on them, shine light on those bits of the unconscious, of the bits that are in the shadows, so that we can bring them to light and come into deeper alignment, into a higher frequency of the self, because that's really what we're moving into. And our deep intention for when we are in council together in Mexico is that there's this very pristine field where, of course, there will be support to move through whatever conditioning and beliefs that still need to be filtered through, but at least we are arriving with a very common understanding that we are meeting in a space of extreme accountability and ownership of our own energy, of our own selves. There's this invitation of arriving in our mastery, so that the possibilities of and the opportunities are truly infinite and exponential. So we are, yeah, excited. And that's why there's just this very real call to see the distortions, see the tangles, see the misalignments, witness them, and bring them to light and clear them in a honest and mature way. And Anais, maybe we want to talk about a few of the things that we're personally experiencing of how we are we are clearing these things in our own field, because they're coming up in very specific ways for both of us.
Yes, and I think just a word before we go into those specifics, I feel that whenever we are called forward, and the women that are coming and the women that we are calling forward into our work as well in this training, but also in the work that we are doing outside of this training, we are helping women realize their big vision and have faith in their big vision. And this big vision is always a vision that is exciting and that expands our being. That is a vision that is held by our heart, by our soul, by our spirit. And it always requires an expansion, and it always requires a stepping outside of our comfort zone and outside of what we're used to. It requires really surrendering and stepping into the new. And what we're creating here is also really a template of what is required when you're holding or you're receiving big visions. And I feel that people today who are really connected to the divine and who are connected to spirit are receiving big visions, because big shifts need to happen on this planet and there's big work required. What is required to give birth to those big visions? A huge expansion and an up leveling in every domain of life. And that is what we're experiencing. And that is also the template of what we will share during this month. How do you create this inner expansion and this space to hold the vision, to bring it into the body, and to physically give birth to your project and to your bigger vision in the world? So it's almost as if I feel like I know you and I really love going to Egypt, and that we're very much in love with the goddess Isis and the goddess Hathor, who will be very much part of our training as well. I feel almost like we're creating like a birth house, like the birth house is at the temple of Dendera, Hathor's temple, a Mamisi, where women will come, receive the guidance from the stars, bring it into being, and then be fully prepared to give birth to it. So that's really it. It's the energetic preparation of this. And so are we being prepared, because we have this vision of creating this for women. And there are many, many other visions that are being birthed in parallel to this creation and this gathering and this council, big visions that will require a big holding of space. And so we are, our field, our energy, our energetic structure has to grow and has to be super pristine and super crystalline. And this means clearing out even details, little distortions that maybe we were aware of, but that we thought maybe weren't so important or didn't require our immediate attention. And actually, spirit and life is saying, no, all these little details matter. And in different ways. For me, definitely since the beginning of this year, the up leveling is in self-care, as in, and I think this is a big point for women, for men and women in this world. We're often very stretched, but I know that for women, this is a topic, and it's a problem point, that we need to first take care of ourselves and our vessels, and really self-nourish, so that we are an overflowing cup. And from that space, we can share very high frequency creations and create very high frequency fields. So very practically and concretely for me, this means giving the priority every morning to moving my body, drinking a smoothie or something healthy, going to the river and just having a beautiful meditation by the river, and swimming in the river, being in the water, and making that a priority. Whereas even a year ago, I would have put that off, and I would have put my work first, and I would have gone behind my computer first thing in the morning. So that's one of the commitments that's there, and it's making a big energetic shift possible. There's other things, but maybe there's some things that you want to share before I go further.
Thank you for sharing, love. It's so beautiful, and it's been so powerful to witness that very real cellular transformation. When you were talking about the birth houses in Dandara, I was like, oh my goodness. And I feel like this what is being created is so alive, and we are learning every day more and more about what it actually is. All I know, it's going to change the world. In my bones, I know that the council that's coming together is receiving such new and high frequency templates that together will usher in a map of what is next for each individual and as a collective. And I was just on the phone earlier with a woman who's coming, who has been holding this very huge vision for many, many years. And she's like, I know I need to be here because this is what's going to hold and support the birthing of this. I'm like, yes, we are here to support and midwife these massive creations that are in our womb of creation, and just needing the witness, the support, the permission slips to be born. And it's so, so beautiful. And it's taking me into like another little tangent of what's happening in parallel is the very real founding of something of a bigger rose template, which is going to hold the very real construction and building of rose temples. And the vision behind that, I'm just going to seed a little bit here, is to create these temple spaces that are of such a high frequency of unconditional love that when you step into it, we return to the unconditional loving womb of the Divine Mother. And in that space, remember our worth, remember our holiness, remember that we are divine. And from there, we get to birth as these magnificent rebirth into the magnificent beings that we are, knowing that we are sparkle of God, goddess in body. And that's exactly what all these initiatory rites were in mystery school initiations in, like, for the past ages. It's these rites of dying and being reborn. It's what we can also experience with the taking of some somas of these plant medicines. And so to create a space where we can be reborn into our divinity as humans, but also create the space for our creation to be born in that field. That is, like, I'm having these visions right now of just exactly that. It was so beautiful. We were in this amazing medicine ceremony with the peyote medicine recently together, and there was at the end the little baby that was getting blessed by the rose. And maybe Tish is still here. She was the one who blessed the little baby with the rose, and it was so special. But it was really like witnessing when two high frequency beings give birth to a child, the force that child is going to be in this world. No pressure, but really, like, what is being created, the frequency of what's being created, and that's from a divine union. Beautiful. And then as a priestess who's here to also usher in high frequency templates, projects, children that are perhaps not actually children, but that are projects. So creating that pristine field where we can have the opportunity to be purified in ourselves at even more depth, but also to birth these children, these templates, these projects, and be supported by our priestess sisters in that midwifing process, which it used to be like back in the day, and it's coming back, those traditions of just being held by sisters in your birth. It's like we're getting to hold each other in our birth of our legacy, of our ministry. And that's what we've been talking about. It's like we're here to, many women coming already know their mission, their dharma, they know what their ministry is. And some women are there to explore what it is, to get more refinement and precision and clarity around it. And so to support each other in the clarification process of our ministries, and to also support each other in the very real expression of it, to bring it to the world. And how does that look like? What are the very tangible steps, the course creations, the founding of companies, the content creation? What is all that very real stuff what does that look like? And let us get into that, because this is the black rose. This is the bridge. This is the bridge of old paradigm to new paradigm, heaven and earth. And yeah, so it's technology is definitely a part of this new world, and how to work with AI, angel intelligence, in a good way, so that really the heart can be still, can continue to awaken, but remain as a guide, remembered as a guide, and may this beautiful planet keep being guided forward by that heart frequency, by that heart wisdom, rather than anything else. So we're working with various dimensions. I'm tuning in now from, yes, mind to heart, but also very real other things stewarding in the planet. And our prayer is that the heart does. So anyways, I went on many tangents there. I hope that was supportive in some way. I'll pass it back to you. Oh.
Very, very supportive. And I think it touches upon one of the concepts, one of the technologies that's been very present in our process together, in our sharings, is these past couple of weeks as well, and that will definitely be present in Mexico, the concept of light conception. Light conception is, of course, it's a process of divine birth and divine conception, and bringing the highest frequency souls into very high frequency purified wombs, in combination with a purified, conscious, present, aligned masculine. And it's also the the divine union within. So we will be working with divine union codes. And from there, light conception, literally seeding the womb with light so that all our creations are creations of God. We are created by God, Goddess coming together. And we are created by a process of love. And all our creations can be birthed in the same way. We're actually meant to participate in the creation process. And for these past couple of millennia, humanity has fallen into this this process of destruction, or this kind of morbid way of being that went against the flow of life. And we're being asked to reverse back out of that and become again divine creators. And to remember that we are part of the divine, that we are part of God, and that we are meant to help create beauty and harmony and divinity on this planet as well. So that's what I got from your sharing. It's really what we'll be tuning into, and what we'll be creating is this divine light conception in the very physical, literal meaning of the word, and the very symbolic meaning of the word. Every creation, every project, every art piece, every word we speak, every word we utter into this world can be source of harmony and source of beauty and source of love. So how do we really create the template for that in the body and recognize, recalibrate ourselves to these frequencies and these codes of divine union within? So an awakening also of the divine marriage rites within, and from there light conception.
Thank you. Yeah, so profound. Uh, yeah, I feel just to share maybe a few more words about the training, but I feel like that share was very complete in just this, yes, process of leveling up in its different forms to arrive into a pristine field so that we can enter into a deeper, purifying process and meet in a crystalline field where we then can be sacred and purified divine vessels to receive these light codes within our body, these light technologies, and then from a impeccable holy womb birth our creation of impact on this planet. And to do that together in sisterhood in a curated space where that is the intention, women coming together with that intention held as a field, it's going to be so powerful and so beautiful. So I'm just elated to see the magnitude of powerhouse women who are saying yes to this journey with us. It's such an honor. So I'm just so grateful for the trust and grateful to co-create Anais in this beautiful, really life-changing journey. I can, there's so much energy behind it, and so beautiful to receive the vision of these Dandara birth houses, the birth houses in the Temple of Hathor. I really feel like we will be reliving that together, first for the self, rebirthing ourselves into our divine mission and our ministry, our legacy, and then birthing our babies, our baby dragons, are these frequencies of impact, of light. And yes, inspires us through love. Yes. So I feel very complete. Just a few notes about the training if you're here tuned in. The training is happening the month of April this year in Oaxaca, Mexico. And we are calling beautiful divine sisters who are ready to continue realizing themselves, continue the journey to the heart, working with the rose, the path of the heart, and be supported in the refinement of their oracular gifts, their gifts as an artist, their gifts as a muse and a channel, an oracle for the new earth, and then to support and midwife each other's legacies onto this earth plane, onto Pachamama. So that is happening in April. If you want more information, you can message us privately or go to newearthpriestesstraining.com. We still have a few seats available. We're very excited about all the excitement that this training has rippled into the field. And yeah, if you have any questions at all, you can please reach out to myself or to Anais, and we'd be more than happy to share with you. We'll be spending 3 weeks in the sacred mountains of Oaxaca and 1 week at the beach at the end in Mazunte area to celebrate and to be with the ocean and the whales. And yeah, very, very excited.
Very excited and very happy to be sharing this with you all and to see what will be birthed into the world also through all of the women present. That feels very exciting. Thank you everyone for being here. Would you like to close with a little prayer so that we can all close this sharing and this field together? May you all have a very blessed day.
Divine Mother, Divine Father, Holy Child, thank you so much for this easeful, beautiful counseling and conversation, to all those wonderful beings who joined us and received these words and were touched and inspired. Thank you for your time. Grateful for the opportunity to be on these wonderful, nourishing lands of Costa Rica by the river, a beautiful community, and wishing everyone, wherever they are at home, just to give thanks to the lands that they reside on and to give thanks to the waters that flow near them. May we be voices and stewards for this beautiful earth that is coming back into the rightful tending that she deserves. And may we remember that responsibility deep within us and show up to that calling and mission to be her voice, to care for her, to be the bridge. Aho.
Thank you. Aho, Awen.